is another brilliant episode of Coffee and Kramer. If you knew how hard we just worked,
oh gosh,
to get this going right, you would definitely appreciate it. This is, I think, take 3 or take 4. We started recording the podcast, and halfway through it, I realized, oh my God, the music's still playing.
You're not going to start
what?
Who you are?
Oh yeah, I'm Joey Kramer,
and I'm Jennifer Coffee,
and we are Coffee and Kramer. So now we have to. Now we have the thing is now we recorded 20 minutes of it, so now we have to argue all over again.
How do you argue again?
See, but you're not mad at me now.
Yes, I still am.
See, she's not. See, I sound like a.
See.
Who did that? Humphrey Bogart.
I don't know.
We were talking about and having a disagreement about. She got mad at me last night. We're going to Wildwood. I start with that. We're going to Wildwood.
Now
okay,
you're all in a tizzy.
We're going to Wildwood. I won. We're going to the beach. We're not going to Vegas, which we would have been stuck on a tarmac for 3 hours in 120-degree temperatures.
That would have been bad.
So we're not going to Vegas.
And it would have been all my fault.
It would have been her fault. We probably would have been divorced.
Probably wouldn't have made it.
We're going to Wildwood, which we probably won't even go in the water when we're there because we're not water folks. We like going on the beach, folks, and on the boardwalk. But
that dates you. It makes you sound old when you say that. When you use that word, yeah.
Like Joe, listen, folks, I'm not kidding.
It makes you sound like you're old.
If I'm Joe Biden, I would say, listen, folks. Then I would smell.
Okay, stop.
Smell the person's
that
hair
word
next to it.
First of all, you say it with an accent.
Sorry.
And second of all, it just isn't.
I won't say
a weird word.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
Now, what woman, wife, girlfriend gets mad? What was that bang?
I don't know. I didn't hear a bang.
Anyway, what girlfriend, wife, significant other gets mad because I say she looks really good in a bathing suit?
That's not what happened.
She was trying on bathing suits last night, and she looked really good in the second bathing suit she do. So I took a picture.
That's not what happened.
That is exactly what happened. See, I'm getting you mad all over again.
Not what happened.
That is what happened.
No, what happened was I was trying on different bathing suits to see if they fit because I've recently lost some weight.
Where's my violin?
So I was trying on bathing suits to see if they fit me and if I liked the way they looked on me. And before I can get myself dressed and put together,
oh my God, you were fully dressed.
Pictures of me.
You were dressed.
Not.
You were fully dressed.
I was not.
You were.
No.
You were.
I saw the pictures. I wasn't.
Needless
to say, they were deleted from everything.
There was absolutely no nudity.
Yeah, there was.
What did you see?
Huh? What do you mean? What did I see?
I didn't see anything in it.
Okay.
I wish I would have looked harder because I didn't see anything.
You didn't look well enough because, yes, you didn't take appropriate pictures.
Do you know that I think you're gorgeous?
It doesn't matter. They
and
were not appropriate. I love you with all
my... And they were for me anyway. I wasn't going to put them online.
It doesn't matter.
Listen, so I told her...
I'll put my bathing suit on and I'll do myself up and I'll get myself ready. And on the beach next week, you can take a picture of me.
Will you wear the black one?
No, I'm not wearing that one.
That's the one I want.
Going in the garbage. But... that one is 20 years old, and no, not
everything
wearing
is
it.
Put so together in it. I like it.
No. Anyway, no. And you did take a picture of me in the other bathing suit.
Do I get a vote?
No.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Wrong. You're wrong.
You love your wife so much that you want to take a picture. I said I was sorry.
And then you make fun of it and you make it a joke.
I said I'm sorry.
No, you put the robot voice on and you make
I didn't put any robot voice on. No, I didn't. You want me to?
No, I don't.
It wasn't robot voice.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And you make a joke out of it. So when you make a joke out of it, it makes it even worse. You're not sorry.
I apologize.
So again, I love you dearly. But I don't like you very much right now.
I apologize. However, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. I thought I was taking a picture of my wife because she looked gorgeous.
That is not true because you wouldn't have tried to sneak it and you wouldn't have tried to done it without me.
Because I know you would have yelled at me.
There you go.
Okay, we're done.
There's the answer.
We're done. You know what?
If you know I wouldn't like you doing it,
you know what?
Then it's wrong.
You're fired.
Goodbye.
You're fired. Not only from life. Where you going?
Taking my phone and I'm leaving.
She couldn't get rid of me if she tried. One, because she would have to train somebody all new again. Right? Are you going to talk? I don't understand people get divorced
It
after
would be
being
a very boring podcast if it's just you talking.
people getting divorced after 25 years. I don't understand.
Why you'd want to train a new guy all over
Do
again.
you wake up one morning and say, you know what? 25 years were great, but today, not interested.
Better watch out. I've lost weight. I'm going for my new hairdo tomorrow. I'm going to look for a hot guy on the beach.
See, now you could say something hurtful.
It's not
I'm
hurtful.
done.
It's not hurtful.
I'm
But
done.
it's okay for you.
This relationship is not what I thought it would be.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to have to.
Well, why are we're going away next week? Why?
Because I love you.
No, why?
Why?
Because it's our anniversary.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, we will be married 28 years.
Yeah. We've made it 28 years, believe it or not.
28 years we will be married next Saturday. And on October 30th of this year.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, sorry. October 28th of this year.
Yes.
We will be together 35 years.
Correct.
October 30th is her birthday, and I always get it confused.
Correct.
Shouldn't have been born so close to our anniversary.
That's your fault. You're the one that.
I know. I sent her
caused that.
roses, and she told me this a couple weeks ago too. I don't know if I would have said yes if I got the roses. If I didn't get the roses.
No. How do you say no to roses?
So
I figured I'd go on a date with you and then see where it went from there.
Well, you're pretty excited that night.
No,
She couldn't keep her hands off me.
regardless of the fact.
See, you're stuttering over it because you know it's true.
No, not true.
She's fiddling with my feet underneath the console right now.
Did you have to point? They can't see you pointing.
Anywho,
Anywho.
what are we? So our second part we were talking about
Move on.
is that I'm always saying the way I have these ideas, and she's always telling me you got to write a book or something because no sooner do I say it, a couple months later the same idea comes out, and it's a book or a show or something. This has been going on for 30 years.
Well,
And-
just like we always said we were going to have a show called The Average Joes, and now there's a
know.
TV show called The Average Joes.
Well, that's because your daughter won't follow us around with a.
Well, she wants to put cameras up all over our house.
That would be great.
No. Then I have to really watch where I do where I went.
Oh my God. Well, it would be the Average Joe After Dark.
Oh, yeah.
We would do what normally and then do the
No.
Average Joe After Dark, and people could
Anyway.
then pay to see that part.
What was your other idea?
The other idea was I was talking about since this whole. There was a time, boys and girls, about 4 years ago. What are you doing?
My headphones are stuck again.
How do you get them stuck in a chair every single week?
I don't know.
Roll backwards. There you go.
Okay.
Well, if you didn't stomp out of here, then you wouldn't have.
I know. Sorry.
Anyway, boys and girls, 4 years ago, if you're just joining this world, we used to actually be normal. Believe
What is normal?
Even back in 2019, we were somewhat normal.
What
we got
was
along.
normal?
10 years ago. Now, this world is so damn crazy. I watch the news and I sit there with my mouth open.
It is really amazing what's going on.
Because it just gets crazier every single day. And what I've been saying is...
I always say there's a pendulum and it's got to swing and it's got to go one way or the other.
You got to
and
think that people
it
are...
never swings back.
People are going to lose the crazy soon. I mean, I watched a video about people on the 4th of July. And these people, they were talking to them on the beach and everything, asking if they were offended by the American flag. And there were people saying, yes, when I see an American flag on a house... I know that they're probably white supremacists.
Well, don't come anywhere near our house because we got flags everywhere.
Never in my life would I thought I'd hear somebody saying that. Anyway, I always tell her, and when all these protests were going around and all these craziness, I always said... In the cities, which I stay clear of as much as possible.
He doesn't leave our 2-mile radius.
I go to see the Phillies. I'm there. I go to the game. I'm back in my car, and I'm out of there as fast as I can. But...
That's an unusual event because, as I said, he doesn't usually leave our 2-mile radius.
I go to Wildwood.
Yeah, that's...
What?
Are you going to drive?
I don't know about that. Let's not get crazy here,
gonna
okay?
sleep the whole way there, so when you wake up, you're there?
Exactly. That's what makes it easier for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I sleep the whole way, and then I don't have to worry about the stress of being
I'm
in
going
the
to
car.
have to start drugging you, and I can take you anywhere. You wake up, you're at a new place.
That's funny. Anyway, I always said to her, this crap that goes on, it still goes on now, all of it. And it's not directed at one particular group or anything. It's not a white thing. It's not a black thing. It's nothing like that. Just a pure disrespect and disregard for everybody around you.
Yes.
I always said, try that in a place like where you live, in a small town. You won't get away with that crap around here.
They're now starting to say that on TV too. Take it to the suburbs.
Well, yeah, that's the crazy thing. You wouldn't get away with, burning down a building or breaking in, these people getting beat up in the streets. Anyway.
No, they won't. They wouldn't get, but we won't put up with it.
I'm not big on country music, but Jason Aldean, who I do like, one thing I can say about country music, some of it sounds a lot like hair metal, which I could deal with that.
It's hair metal.
And some of the hair metal artists have started playing country music, so I really can't escape it. But Jason Aldean has a new song out, which is called Try That in a Small Town. I'm going to play a little bit of it here. Listen to the lyrics if you haven't heard it. It's like spot on perfect. So here we go. Jason Aldean, Try That in a Small Town.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like, cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town, see how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
100%
It's
true.
100% true. And people are saying
There's no vulgarity. There's nothing
in it.
false. There's nothing.
If anything's
that he's
offensive,
saying
it's
offensive.
It's that song WAP or whatever it is by. That is the most vulgar, horrible
And that
song.
was at number one for how many weeks?
I can only picture Casey Kasem saying, and number one for the 13th week in a row is WAP.
Yeah.
The guy couldn't even say, I want your sex with George Michael. But anyway, CMT completely is back down and said, they pulled it from rotation.
Yes.
They're calling Jason Aldean a transphobe. They're calling him a racist.
Yeah.
All he's saying is that in a
I'll
small...
bet he'll be pulled from like the CMT Awards this year and everything. He'll be blackballed and everything.
The good thing for him is he's selling out stadiums.
Oh, sure. He doesn't care. They can say whatever they want.
He said, you could say whatever you want. I am talking about a small town where everybody's got each other's back.
Yeah.
That you protect each other. It's not a white thing. It's not a black thing.
No.
It's everybody. The cities... You're lucky if you know you could live in an apartment building, which that's where they live basically in the cities. You won't know anybody in that apartment building, nor will you come out of your apartment.
No.
It's not. And people who live
look at COVID. They stayed in their apartments. People didn't even know who anybody was or where to go. We sat outside on the street.
We did.
We were
parties.
a family. We stayed our distance.
No,
we had
didn't.
we had our bubble.
Yeah.
We had our bubble and
Ridiculous.
we stayed with just the people we were around and
Because as I always go back and say, walk into a restaurant with a mask 20 feet, take the mask off, and you sit down, and suddenly COVID's not going to get you. Don't even get me started about that whole thing.
But we did what we were asked to do. We had our bubble.
Only because you made me.
People around us, and we stayed to ourselves, but it was our neighborhood. We had a family at that point.
In the city, it's just so cold. When I'm there, nobody talks to each other. They don't say anything to each other. It's just so, and I guarantee if I was in a store and people started to come in and started to steal stuff and take stuff like they see in the cities, I guarantee you myself and 10 other people would have those people down on the floor.
You're probably right.
I wouldn't sit there and watch them steal everything and just take a picture of them and say, oh, well.
No, not at all.
Nor would they be burning a flag in the middle of my street.
No.
That stuff just doesn't fly in small towns. In the city, anything goes apparently in the cities nowadays. You could do whatever you want. You don't have to obey any laws. You could beat people up in the middle. The stuff that's going on in New York City is crazy. They're shooting people. They're beating people up in broad daylight.
In the subway.
And then if the person gets caught, oh, well, we can't hold you on bail. Just make sure you're here for your next court appearance. And then in between the two, he ended up killing somebody. So that's my rant.
But isn't that like in everywhere? When you talk about basketball, with Brittany Griner. She was kneeling
Kneeling
against
for
the
the
United
stat, right.
States, and she needed the United States backing. Then all of a sudden, now she wants to know why people don't
sorry.
want to support her. And
She should have rotted in a Russian jail.
yeah,
I would have never got her out just because of what she did to disrespect.
yeah,
And it's one thing I could say about baseball. I'm a big baseball fan. You go to a baseball game, the Star Spangled Banner's played. Everybody, hats off, listening to it. They play God Bless America in the bottom of the seventh inning usually. You don't see anybody kneeling. You don't see players disrespecting it. It just...
but it's in all aspects. It's people not respecting other people.
People don't respect anything anymore, and that's why the kids do whatever they want to do.
The other story, and I was just reading about Megan, is it Rapinoe, the soccer player?
Right.
How she's now supporting
The transgenders
in female sports. Like she would have felt that same way.
Exactly.
When she was first up and coming. She's retiring now. What does she care?
I don't
When
get
she was
it.
a teenager, she would have supported that.
Maybe I'm just getting old, I guess.
I mean, didn't she stomp on the American flag on the field? And she didn't support. And she was on the America team.
You know what?
Wasn't that right?
I know she's the one. And you know what? I know they always say, don't tell me to get out of the country. But if you hate this place so much,
Leave.
Then leave. Why are millions of people every day, every month, every year coming into our country?
Every day.
Literally, thousands of people a day are risking their life trying
Correct.
to get into the United States, walking hundreds of miles.
And people that are citizens here
And
are
people
acting
who are
the way
citizens
they are.
act the way they do. It just drives me crazy.
It does.
I've had enough of it, and
There's a lot of lack of respect, and it goes across the board.
it starts right at the top with the government, because if we can't get along, two parties, a bunch of civilized people,
Correct.
I mean, there's got to be somebody better out there than our options that are currently given to us.
Correct.
In a country of 330 million people, these are the best options, which I don't understand. Anyway, that's it. That's
All
my
right,
rant
that's
for
all
that.
right. Don't we have something a little bit lighter
We
to
have
talk
something
about?
lighter, like the way 4 things you didn't know yesterday. I know you love these things.
Okay, what didn't I know
Okay,
yesterday?
1 million seconds is 13 days.
Okay.
1 billion seconds is 31 years.
Oh, look at that, how the numbers reverse.
There are more possible iterations of a chess game than atoms in the known universe. I have no idea how to play a chess. I never learned chess.
I know the basic rules of chess. I just don't know how to win at chess.
It makes
Does
no
that
sense.
make sense?
I would love to learn. I have
the
no idea.
rules. I know the rules, but I've never studied it.
The longest wedding veil ever made was longer than 63 football fields.
I wonder if that was like the Queen's.
I have no idea, but that's ridiculous. The world's largest collection of rubber ducks is over 10,000 and belongs to a man in the Netherlands.
I wonder if he owns a Jeep. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing. I'm just saying.
People that have Jeeps have like rubber ducks in their cars. Have you seen that? Have you seen that?
They're a little bit off the rocker.
I know. I'm just wondering.
And we're talking
curious.
about weddings. Of course, our daughter's getting married next year. I mean, she's just like her mother. One place,
She walked in.
and she got her wedding dress.
Yeah, it was her 5th dress. She tried on.
It was incredible,
Yeah.
but
She went to one place to see a hall, and she put money down on it the next day.
this is titled 20 Wedding Trends People Pretty Much Can't Stand. Not even a little.
Oh boy, here we go.
Number 1, I would say most of them, but the worst wedding tradition is spending insane amounts of money and going into debt for the wedding.
Here. I agree.
I don't understand that. I don't understand also the mentality, mostly in the younger generation, is they're with a guy, a girl, whatever the case is. They move in together. They have children. And when you say, why aren't you married? Well, we're trying to save money to try to get married.
You can't afford to get married.
What does it cost?
$100
$100 to get married? You don't
Yes.
need a $10,000 wedding.
You do not.
A party for every little thing. I love my friends, but I'm seriously tired of engagement party, couple shower, bridal shower, bachelorette trip, lingerie shower, rehearsal dinner, and the wedding. Really takes up my free time when I have multiple friends get married in a year. Then 9 times out of 10, you're doing it all over again next year for the babies they've all created.
Now, we
have been
talked about this. Friends of ours went on a bachelorette weekend or bachelor weekend in Montana.
That is crazy.
It costs several thousands of dollars for each of the groomsmen to go on the trip.
That would be fine if you said, listen, guys, we're going to go on a trip. We're going to have a bachelor party. We're going to go whatever. We're going to go to Wyoming, whatever you want to go. Don't worry about it. I just want you there. Everything's covered. I just want
sure.
you. But how could you look at your guys and say, listen, we're going to, your bachelor party is going to be here and you're going to spend $3,000 to go.
We went for pizza and a dance club for my bachelorette party.
I went to see the Phillies.
And it was not anything expensive.
And let me tell you, the Phillies weren't
glamorous.
The Phillies weren't very good in 1995.
And you took a pickup, didn't you? And just threw all your guys in the back of a pickup.
I got to sleep on the way home because I think I had to work or something at the radio station when I got home.
Something like that. Yeah, crazy.
The bouquet toss is always super awkward. It needs to go.
No, I disagree with that.
I disagree with that. The traditional things I think should stay.
I agree.
Cake toppers with the groom having a ball and chain around his ankle, or the bride dragging the groom. It's true. Why are you getting married?
Yes, if that's how you feel about it.
Same thing with people that are married. And I have people I know that are married, and every other word out of their mouth is, oh, my wife. Oh, I can't.
The old ball and chain.
Then don't get married.
You're not with the right person if that's how you feel.
I told my wife, if she dies, I'm killing myself because I don't want her to be a day without me. And she doesn't seem to.
I would say that's sweet, but that's kind of scary.
The dollar dance is so tacky, and I cringe every time. Guests have already spent money to get to your wedding and get you a gift, so don't be rude and ask for more. The dollar dance it's a Polish wedding tradition.
Correct.
It's the bridal dance polka. If you're doing it simply for people to give you money,
shame on you.
Shame on you. You shouldn't be doing it.
Correct.
But if you're doing it because of the tradition,
family is Polish,
then yes, you should be doing it. Clinking glasses at the reception to get the couple to kiss is so obnoxious. You always have that one table that goes overboard with it and disrupts the meal every other minute.
It's fun.
Whatever. Guests being angry when their kids aren't invited. Don't try and ask if they can come. Child-free weddings are a thing, and people need. I agree with that.
I agree too.
Leave your kids at home. Okay. Worst thing.
It's an adult party.
For the 20 plus years that I did weddings as a DJ, the worst possible nights were when there was weddings with 20 kids all under the age of 10 running around, and everybody's taking pic. Oh, how cute. I would have taken those kids out and locked them in a car if I had a chance.
Get a babysitter, enjoy an adult
night out. Good God,
out.
do you have to take your kids everywhere? It's a night out. Leave them at home.
I agree.
I don't understand. Like, these kids would be in daycare all week, but then on the weekend, well, we can't have somebody watch them. They're our kids. Good Lord. I really find issue with the dad of the bride walking her down the aisle and giving her away to her husband. Some of us just didn't have that close of a relationship with our fathers. And more importantly, women are not property to be traded amongst men.
So
I understand.
You were walked down the aisle by your parents.
I understand if you're not close to your father and you don't want that.
You can have anybody walk
you can
you
have
down
anybody
the aisle.
walk, but it's not that you're property.
No. I mean, but again, it comes down to a tradition. It was a tradition done.
And his next one is about smashing the cake in each other's faces. Paying a lot of money for dress and makeup here. I don't want a cakes. Again, it's tradition. You were a jerk about it.
I hate that.
She threatened my sex life on the honeymoon if I smashed the cake in her face.
I hate when you do that. That just drives me crazy.
Speeches at the reception. They tend to be either very boring, very awkward. But I have no problem with speeches by the best man. But I've done weddings where every single bridal party person has to give their story of their life. Nobody cares.
No, short and sweet.
The massive cakes. My daughter and her husband opted for a small cake of their favorite flavor just for themselves. Some of the cakes are overdone, especially when I would say 75% of the people never eat the cake.
Sammy was talking about a donut cake.
Whatever. I'm just saying that. And I told her, I said, you realize most people don't eat the cake. By the time the cake's cut on the table, people aren't interested in the cake.
The last wedding we were at, which we don't go to many, they had cupcakes. They only had the carving, the top of the cake, cutting cake for the bride and the groom.
Most of the guys in my party were already married beforehand.
What?
My brother-in-laws were married.
I was going to say, nobody really in your bridal party was married.
My brother-in-laws were married. And then the other one, Tim, he got married. We went to his wedding.
After we were married?
Paul's married.
He wasn't married when you got married.
No, he wasn't married. He got married. Yeah, I didn't get invited, Paul. Telling you that right now.
They went away.
Yeah, they went away. I didn't want to go. No hard feelings. I'm never upset when I'm not invited to weddings.
We're happy not to be invited.
Another one, I have one that died. I have another one that is still
I thought
single.
you meant when we got married, they were all married.
No. Anyway, I think having a maid of honor or best man needs to go. It can cause so many tensions. Big deal.
If you have hurt feelings that
Too bad.
easily, then yeah.
Telling guests what colors they can and can't wear. I'd give the big middle finger to that. I'm going to wear what I want. And if you don't like it as a guest, don't tell me to go get a tuxedo to go to your wedding. What? You enjoy that?
No, I think that's ridiculous. But you're going to wear what I tell you to wear.
If you're
going to wear what I tell you to wear to the wedding next year.
If you're in
you don't get to pick what you want.
That's not what I was saying.
Because you're part of the bridal party.
Exactly. If you're part of the bridal party, or that's one thing. But when you send your guests, say it is a black tie. It's ridiculous. Let's see what else. Form wedding plan. Chair covers and sashes need to go. I never saw a sash at a wedding. Do they have them?
Yeah, they do. They put different colors.
All bridesmaids wearing the same dress. I don't know about that because one bridesmaid will look great. The other bridesmaid look horrible in it.
Our daughter
and if you happen to
picked
be
a color,
our
daughter picked a color and is letting them choose the style dress they want.
And if there's like 5 bridal people and you happen to be the duff,
well, she doesn't have that issue.
do you want to look worse? You know, you already look bad. Seriously, I'm just saying.
Well, she has 2 very pretty attendants in her wedding, so she doesn't have that problem.
I like this. Having a wedding at all, save your money and buy a house.
Here. I've encouraged both our kids to elope.
But get married. That's the thing. And I told my kids,
elope.
You get married before you start shacking up.
Elope.
If they want to marry, remember, ladies, if they want you to be, if they love you, then they will marry you. Don't make it easy for them.
Elope.
Or elope.
I told both our kids that.
That'll be cheaper too if you go and you just end up eloping. That'll always save money. So
I'm good with that. I'd like to be there, but I don't think that they need 500 people there.
No, I don't think they need 500 people there either. So you want to elope? Elope.
Yep.
All right. We will be doing another edition of Koffee and Kramer coming up very soon.
You'll tell you all about Wildwood.
All about Wildwood. Don't forget Decades with Joey Kramer's on every Saturday night. And coming up Labor Day, the top 50 songs of the 1980s from every year.
Of the 1980s?
Of the 1980s. The 50 most popular songs of the 1980s.
Whole decade.
Of the whole decade.
Gotcha.
I'm Joey Kramer.
And I'm Jennifer Coffee.
We will talk to you soon. We are
Koffee and Kramer.